So on this lecture here, we're gonna take care of some of the migrations and model, and we're gonna modify our users migration as well. So as you can see right now, I have a fresh Laravel installation, so you should get one up and running as well. I also have this installation. Um, if you go to the .env, I also have a database for it. So I created a database called account activation, and I hooked it up in the .env file right here. You can see it. Okay, very simple. So let's go ahead and first modify our users table a little bit here, because what we need is we need some type of column here that will signify if the user is active or not active. So we could, I wonder why my table is doing that. Anyway, why? Oh, I see why I'm not getting my, there we go. If I didn't put that semicolon there, I would not get the line correctly there. So I'm gonna make it a Boolean value here, and it's gonna be called active, and we can set a default for it. Let's just make it false. Now, if you want to go to the register controller and create that extra assertion here, basically, you can, okay? Just so that it's clear that what you're doing, right? And this is when you're creating a user, of course, when you're registering a user. But we already have that in our migration. So it's going to be already in our table by default, and you'll see in a minute. But first of all, let's create another migration that we're going to need. And let's create a model as well. So I'm going to come here. I'm going to say PHP artisan. We're going to make the model. And we're going to call this guy activation code. Okay. And hyphen M, and that's going to create the table as well. Okay, so if I come here, you're gonna see that we have a new table, and we of course have a new model right here. Okay, so this is not gonna be very hard. This is actually going to be a very easy table, because all we're gonna do is relay this table to the user. So we need an integer for user ID. We can make this unsigned. There we go. And we can just give it the index here just to make it a little faster, actually a lot faster, right? And we're gonna create another column here for our code. So we're gonna send a code to the table, so that way we can verify that the user, we can take that code and use it later on. Okay, so basically that's it. We're done with that. And as a matter of fact, you know what, let's actually link this um, with the users table. So just in case we delete the user, we can delete this table as well if it exists. Okay, so let's do a foreign key restraint here, and let's just say this is going to reference the ID on the users table. And what it's going to do is going to delete. On delete is going to cascade down and delete this one as well. Okay, they have update to on update and so on, and you're gonna see that like on really cool packages. But anyway, so this should be working. If you have any type of error, and we're gonna see this in a minute, that means that you have some error syntax here somewhere. So let's go ahead and PHP artisan migrate, and let's see. There we go. It looks like it worked. Let's come here and let's refresh, and you can see that that is the activation. There is there. We got the migration. We got the users with the default of active. Well, if you look at the structure real quick, you can see that at default there's a tiny int right here. Okay, there we go. Default 0. See it? Okay, so we're done with this lecture here. We're gonna go and jump to the next one. Thank you so much. See you in the next lecture.